Have I got a story to tell you guys about today? Oh my god, not to be dramatic, rally the troops, we're going to war because this. I've had a mad weekend. I've had a crazy weekend. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. Obviously, I know there's scams that go round, but this is like the best one. This nearly got me. This very nearly got me, and I'm actually a little bit baffled. So I'm I'm gonna spill the tea. I've got my receipts, I've got all my emails, and I'm ready to expose some people today. I'm ready to spill the tea. I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna be so brutally honest, it's gonna be ridiculous. But just before we jump into the juicy goss, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe. I upload every single day here on my YouTube channel. I've recently upped my video quality, so if you guys have noticed that, then thank you very much. I always want to update my quality and my content and everything like that. I'm always striving to improve. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup. I love project panning, get ready with me's, spilling some tea about some shady companies. Let me tell you that. That is what's happening today. I feel like my hair is very greasy. It looks greasy, but I've only just washed it, so just ignore it. Just ignore it. I am going on a date later today, so we're going to do a funky eye look, but a little, you'll see. So I'm going to clip my hair back as usual. I actually don't know where to start with this because this is actually a little bit insane. Yeah, okay, we're just gonna jump into it. So as I said, I know scams go round all the time, and I always feel like I'm really good at spotting these scams. So it took me a while. I'm ashamed to say it took me a while to figure out this was a scam. But I'm gonna tell you the story about it today. I'm not really gonna talk about the products that I use, just because the eye look that I have in mind is gonna use like 50 million palettes. So yeah, I'm the type of person that dreams up an eye look and then figures out the shades. I know some people can just like look at a palette and figure out a look. I wish I was that girl, because that means I would save a lot of time. I've dreamed up an eye look with some of my Those Eyeshadows today, so I'm going to use so many different palettes. And also, I just want to talk about this, and I don't want to be interrupted. I don't want to be distracted. I just want to tell you about this scam that nearly got me. So I think being a small influencer is really hard, okay? I put full-time hours into this. Obviously, it's not the hardest job in the world. I don't want to come across like that, but it's really difficult. I put a lot of hours in for not much pay, and especially when you're a small influencer, it's like really difficult to get on the ladder. It's really difficult to try and get brand relations, things like that. So, Makeup Revolution sent me an email the other day and said, hey, we would love to send you some products in PR, and we would love for you to like show them off, and we'd love to work with you because we love your content. We think it's really good, and yeah, we want to work with you. So obviously I was like, oh my god, this is like a big brand. This is a big brand, and they want to work with me. Yeah, why not? Like, why not? Now, I remember I did lose my tape, and I don't know if I ever found it. Yeah, I don't know where my tape is, so we're gonna have to make it up as we go. I have literally just washed my brushes as well, and everything looks so clean and tidy for once in my life. This will not last long. So obviously when brands reach out, like, I know that there are a lot of scams. So the first thing you do, if you're new to this, if you're like new to the influencer game, pro tip, the first thing that you do is check the email address. So if it's something like collabs@gmail.com or revolutioncollabs@gmail.com or anything at gmail.com, it's probably not legit. Just because brands have the money to be able to afford a domain name, especially a brand like Makeup Revolution. So that was the first thing that I did. I checked, I was like, right, I'm gonna make sure that this is legit before I get excited about it, and I'm gonna check the domain name. The domain name is, quote, now some of you eagle-eyed people, I've got my phone, I've got receipts. Some of you eagle-eyed people will notice this already. I'm ashamed to say I was a little bit slow on this. The domain name is collabs@therevolutionbeauty.com. Now, some of you will be like, ding dong, red flag, but I will, for those of you that haven't clicked, same, same. I don't know if it was just because I was really excited and I thought, you know what, they've got a domain name. Amazing. It's not at gmail.com, it is at therevolutionbeauty.com. They have a domain name. This is like a real business. Oh my God, I'm going to be working with Makeup Revolution. I went into my mum's place and I showed my mum. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, mum, look, this is gonna be amazing. I'm like so happy. I text my friend, so embarrassing. I text my best friend and I was like, look what's happening. And we were like celebrating. Oh boy. So I was going back and forth with Makeup Revolution. And this, you know the saying, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. That started to go round in my head. However, because Makeup Revolution is such a huge brand, I saw it as strange, but I didn't see it as like really weird because they were offering me to choose 30 products from their website to be sent in PR and to use in my content. They didn't send me any of those like, you have to film this with it, because that's when you know it's a scam as well. PR and a sponsorship are two very different things. If a brand messages you and said, we'd love to send you some things, we'd love to work with you, but you have to make this content with it, no, be paid for that. That is a sponsorship, that's not PR. PR is just, here you go, here's some makeup, you can do what you want with it. A sponsorship is, here is some makeup, please film this video, please do this TikTok, please do this Instagram, and we're going to pay you money for it. That is the difference. So they weren't doing that. So I was like, you know what? This is great. Like, this is great. This is amazing. You can tell by my laughing, it's not amazing. It's not. I really hope this makeup is going to be date appropriate. It is a second date, and he seems to really like my makeup style. I saw him a few days ago for the first time. And I wore very, very neutral makeup then, more because I was teaching that day as well. So obviously more neutral makeup there, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. So they sent me this massive like paragraph. They sent me a brief, a collaboration brief. So I was like, oh my God, this is so legit. But there were a few things in this brief that started to like red flag alert. So I'm reading from my phone, okay? Payment terms. So they were going to pay me for this, which I thought, okay, like they started saying like, we'd like to see some content with the products that we send you. But then they started talking about payment. So I was like, okay, they're going to pay me for it. £2,500 weekly. Now, I'm not Jaclyn Hill. I'm not James Charles, thank God. Kids don't do anything for me, unfortunately. But I say unfortunately, like it's a bad thing. You know what I mean. I am a very small content creator. £2,500 a week. I need to actually start doing my makeup because I'm going to finish this story and I'm still going to just look like this. £2,500 a week for someone with 5,000 subscribers is a lot. It's a lot of money. I have done a sponsorship before, a legit one. Who'd have thought? What a concept. A legit sponsorship. I have done one before. I did not get paid anything like 2,500. However, a part of me was a little bit naive, okay? And I am embarrassed to say this. I really, really am. But because the domain name was legit, I was kind of like more willing to let them off with things and to kind of go like, oh, that's a bit strange, but like, whatever, don't do that, don't do that. So I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this must be real because it's a genuine domain name. Like, right? Wrong. So I was like celebrating even more. I was like, oh my God, like this is mad. But I was thinking like, it is weird, but they're a huge £1 million company, probably £1 billion company. So like 2,500 is probably a drop in the ocean to them. It's probably absolutely nothing. But then there was also that part of me that was like, this is really strange because I'm, in the nicest way possible to myself, I'm not worth that much money yet. I'm not, my little channel is not worth that much money weekly. So what is going on? So I was kind of like, something's not right. So they asked me to pick out 30 products from their website. They linked the Genuine Revolution website, and they said, yeah, just pick 30 products that you would like to send, for us to send over, and we'll send them over free of charge. Like, you don't have to pay shipping, you don't have to pay for anything, which again was like another green flag, because sometimes what companies do is they'll say that they'll send you free product and all you have to pay is shipping, and then you never get the product and they've earned like £15. So never pay for shipping. That's another little scam that goes around. So they didn't do that either. You'll get it free. We'll cover shipping. Don't you worry about it. So I spent like an hour of my life. This is so embarrassing. I'm actually so embarrassed telling this story, but you know what? It might help someone. I spent like an hour of my life going through the Genuine Revolution website, picking out 30 products. I was so excited. I was so happy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get all these things. I'm going to make so much content with it. I'm going to grow my platform so much. This is going to be great. What an idiot. What an idiot. This blend, I don't like it. This looked a lot better in my head. So I'm going to just kind of try and make it a bit better. This doesn't look good. I'm going on a date later. I need it to look nice. So I picked these products and I thought, okay, right, we're good. I've picked my products. Then they also said that they wanted to send me a camera. And again, I'm not Michaela, okay? I'm not, who else is another big YouTuber? I don't know. But I started to get a little bit like, okay, this is really weird now. Like, if I had millions of subscribers, maybe, but like, this is really weird. I'm not that big, so why are they gonna be sending me all of these things? However, they hadn't asked for anything, so I was like, well, they've not. I was in this weird mindset where like I wanted to believe them, because I was like, well, what are they gaining from this? They're promising me all these things. Like, what have I got to lose right now? So I think that's why I continued to speak to them, because there was nothing risking me, if that makes sense, at this moment in time. Okay, I feel like this blend is finally looking a little bit good. It took a while. These two shades does not want to blend together. I'm using the shade Radiance. This is in my Those Eyeshadows. That introduction would have gone live a few days ago. And then I'm also using the shade Rocksteady, because I thought they're both kind of grey tones, so I thought they'd go really well together. They look good now, but I mean, it took a while for them to get there. It took a while. So this is where it starts getting dodgy, as if it wasn't already dodgy. This is where it really gets a little bit like, oh, right, okay. So as I said, the reason why I believe them was because they had a domain name. They'd like bought this domain name. It said Revolution. So like we were good, right? No, incorrect, wrong. This is not date appropriate makeup. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, to be honest. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Something else that I found a little bit weird, little side note quickly, in the collaboration brief, my door's open. Hang on, everyone can hear me. Oh. Anyway, everyone's going to be very happy now because I'm not yabbering. Also, side note, who was it? Who was it? I need to get your name because you saved my life. Hang on. This is not a drill. This is not an over-exaggeration. Honey_panning on Instagram. I love you so much. This is my favorite foundation ever. This is the Revolution Matte Base, and they discontinued it. Why? Makeup Revolution. Like, I'm actually mad at you. Like, you. The genuine you. I'm mad at you. Because why discontinue your best products? However, honey_panning on Instagram, found it being sold in my shade at the beauty outlet. So not to be dramatic, but I love you so much. Thank you so much. Anyway, let's move on. It was just, it started to get a little bit weird because they sent me over the genuine like contract that they wanted me to sign. And they'd sent me a few little briefs before. This is way too much foundation. I've been like sparing this because I know it's going to be discontinued. And now that I ordered 3 more bottles because I love it so much and I know I'm never going to be able to get it again. So now I'm just using so much of it. But whatever, it's fine. But they sent me over the genuine contract. Now, they'd sent me over before the kind of contract brief, and everything was fine. Everything looked pretty normal. There was nothing wrong or like dodgy about it. I have done sponsorships before, so I kind of know what to look for. However, buried deep within this contract, like, guys, please read contracts. Read contracts, please. Oh my God, if I did not read this contract properly and thoroughly, I would have owed this random company that were not Revolution, spoiler alert, I would have owed them a lot of money. If I'd have signed this contract, oh boy. So they sent me this contract and everything was fine. First few pages, like, yeah, I'll do this work for this amount of money. And I, apparently, was meant to give them £300. Yeah, I was meant to give them £300 before they even shipped the product as almost like a security deposit for the contract. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Brands would not do this. Brands, they don't do this. Brands do not do this. I understand the logic behind it because they were going to be sending me a lot of free product and there's like no guarantee that people are going to do what they say they're going to do. However, that's the kind of risk that you have to take when you're a big company. Even if you're not a big company, like I have small companies work with me all the time. I have small companies send me PR and free things. I have never, ever, ever been asked for an almost security deposit for the contract. Think of it almost like a house, like when you rent a house, you give them a deposit and then when you move out, you get the deposit back as long as the house isn't like burnt down or something. That's what they were kind of asking for. And then when my content went live, they would give me back my £300. What? That's really, really dodgy. Now, this is actually where one of my other jobs came in very, very handy. I work at like a heat pump and solar panel place, and we have deposit protection. So I asked them, okay, well, who's your deposit protection scheme? Because I'm not just going to hand over £300, even if it is Makeup Revolution. Like, what is going on? And they only told me that it was going to be held by a third party. That's it. No, nothing else. It's just going to be held by a third party. I don't know who. I don't know where. I don't know why, really. £300 I had to send to them to kind of protect them because that was kind of the amount of money of free product that they were going to send me. So it's kind of like their security blanket. And I was checked out. I was checked out. I should say this whole conversation happened quite late at night. It happened at about like 9-10 o'clock at night. And they were really, really good at replying to me. Like they would reply within 5 minutes of my last email. So at first, like my mum, because I told my mum at this point, my mum was like a little bit like, that's a bit dodge because it's like 10 o'clock at night. However, that really didn't strike me as dodgy because like I've worked with brands before and some brands like do kind of reply at weird hours. So I don't know, that didn't strike me as dodgy, but my mum was like, nah. That's weird. So then, considering again, they had been super, super snappy with replies, I sent them back an email and I was like, this honestly sounds a bit weird. I'm not comfortable with this. I said, would it be possible to, and again, by this point I had kind of checked out. This was just me like last resorting almost. I put, would it be possible to just like hold that £300 out of my first payment? Because I really don't want to just give you £300 out of my own bank account. And they were like, no, sorry, that's not possible. You have to send us the £300 before we send the products out to you. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you positive? So I emailed. This is all emails. I emailed back and I was like, okay, this sounds really dodgy. I said, I'm going to actually message a few of my influencer friends who have worked with Makeup Revolution before, and I am going to just confirm this because I don't feel comfortable with this. And shocker, considering, again, they have been so on it with replies, they have never responded to that email. They've never responded to it at all. Even now, it's been a few days. Crickets. Not heard anything. So I actually messaged Becky, what is her name, on Instagram, because I want to give her a shout out. She's so good. She's helped me with so much. Becky_JX. She does such amazing makeup looks. She's helped me with like brand deals before. She's helped me with this, that, and the other before. And I know that she has been sent PR from Makeup Revolution. So I messaged her on Instagram and I was like, look, here's the sitch. They want me to give them £300 as a security deposit. I'm going to reach over. As a security deposit for this contract. And she was like, no, that is not genuine at all. Don't do it. And that is when I realised that their domain name was incorrect. This is sneaky. This is the thing that got me. You have to double check these things. So this domain name that they were using was collabs@therevolutionbeauty.com. No, Revolution's actual domain name is just Revolution Beauty. Yeah. Do I feel really stupid? Yes. Especially now that I'm telling you guys. Like, yeah, I feel really, really stupid. But you know what? It was 10 o'clock at night. Come on. So yeah, really read the domain names. I was actually shocked that a scam had bought a domain name. Like, that is terrifying to me. Like, that is crazy because that's like the first thing that you look for, the domain name. And they had one. I think that's terrifying. Like, they must get a lot of people falling for this if they have the budget for a domain name. Like, for a domain, you have to pay every month. It's not like a one-time payment, it's like a monthly thing. So they must be getting so many people falling for this. And you know what makes me like even more sad? As I said in the beginning of this video, being a small influencer takes so much work. I don't get paid for the hours that I put into this. I don't even get paid minimum wage for this, okay? So I'm like, wow, people are out there trying to scam these small influencers and they're putting their everything into this. Like, that's really sad to me. I think that's so disappointing. I was about to make the I'm not angry, I'm just very disappointed joke, but honestly, no, I am angry. I am angry. The fact, I just can't believe they bought a domain name. That's insane. So obviously by this point I knew that it wasn't legit, so I just haven't responded to them. However, the very next day, as if by magic, guess who emails me? You'll never guess. Anastasia Beverly Hills, quote unquote. And they did the exact same thing. I think this is like a new scam going round where makeup companies, quote unquote, will message people with domain names and be like, yeah, but we want this like security deposit for this contract. A contract should be enough. Surely. Because I know if I sign a contract with a brand and then I just like don't do anything in the contract, like that's on me and I could get sued for that because it's a contract. Like, it's a legally binding contract. So the fact that they're doubling down and having a security deposit for the contract is weird to me. It's really weird. I have the biggest spot right here. And I'm meant to be going on a date today. Ugh. My skin has been so strange recently. It's been really, really good. Look at that as well. I have a spot on my neck and it hurts so bad. What is that? Why? Why? My skin was so good for the longest time and then it just like went bad. Don't know why, but here we go. Should I take the risk of trying to cover it up even though I've just powdered? Put the tiniest bit on. No, bad decision. Why did I do that? You know what? We're gonna have to live with it. Sorry. Gonna have to live with it. I just feel like it's really like disappointing to see all this all the time. Like it's the domain name. I know I've said that so many times, but I'm actually shook. I'm shook. Like, who buys a domain name? But it's like more than just Revolution. It's like all of the companies. They've like jumped onto this scam. I don't know if this is like a new scam going round. I don't know if this has been going for a while and I've only just experienced it now. But like, even if a brand has a domain name, please be careful because, oh my God. As I said, I thought I was kind of good at spotting scams, but clearly not. I'm so glad that I did not fall for this because not only would I have lost that £300 safety deposit, what a load of absolute nonsense, I'd have also lost out on that like whole payment that they promised me, that £2,500 a week, which I mean, yeah, now if it's too good to be true, it definitely is. Like, I'm looking back at that now and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get there for a while. And I know that. I've made my peace with that. But I would have lost out on a lot of money. And I just, oh my God, it scares me. It scares me. I know like influencing is becoming more and more popular as a job. So naturally there is going to be more and more scams going around and trying to catch people out. But it makes me really angry how people who work so hard for their money are being scammed by people who just like can't be bothered to just go and get a job. Like, it actually angers me so goddamn much. My skin gets really, really red from like nothing. So just from showing you that spot, I've just got red blotches. Ugh. So yeah, it's just wild. I hate scams. I hate scammers. I don't think anyone likes them. If anyone thinks, oh yeah, I love a good scam, love a good scammer, dodge. It makes me so angry. It really, really does. And the fact that I nearly fell for it, like, I cannot believe it. So yeah, don't give money out. Don't do it. There is no such thing as a safety deposit for a contract. If brands ask you for money, don't do it. Check their domain name, even if they have one. Check it, make sure it's genuine. But it just seems like the wild, wild west out there. And I'm not happy about it. I'm really not. This makeup is not second date vibes. But we're going to have to go with it. We're just going to have to go with it. Like, these scams are only going to get better as well. That's what scares me. I watched a Raw Beauty Chrissy video the other day about AI. And she was saying that, like, this is the worst that it's ever going to get. Like, it's only going to get better and more intelligent and more, like, extreme and more convincing. And it's the same with, like, anything like that. Like, oh my God. No, let's not do that. Can we not? Can we not do that? So, yeah, be careful out there, guys. So, I'm going to go back to the eyes. I do have a plan in mind. I'm hoping that when I put my lashes on, this looks a little bit less dramatic. Never thought I'd say that in my life because I'm normally all about the dramatic makeup, but as I said, I have a date today and it's only a second date and it's going for a walk. So it's not like a fancy meal. I think if I was going for a fancy meal, this would be kind of appropriate, but we're going for a walk. So yeah. Maybe it's just me. I get in my head a little bit about like my makeup because none of my exes have really liked my out there makeup. Like, my last ex, I think, tried to be supportive, but like I could tell he didn't like it. And then my ex before that, I knew did not like it. But this guy was like, oh my god, I really love it. So I'm putting him to the test. Do you really? Because here you go. Okay, now I'm going to go with another shade from my Pan Those Eyeshadows. We're not done. This is the shade Enchanted. This was the hand-chosen shade. And I'm going to pop this on the lower lash line, just here, as a little bit of a pop of colour. Does that look good? I don't know. I don't know. I knew I wanted a little bit of colour in this look because it is a very neutral look. Should I put this like shimmer on top? I just keep adding things. I know I shouldn't. In one breath, I'm self-conscious that it's too much. And then the other breath, I'm like, let's add more. You know what would be cool as well? Is this going to be too... Yeah, it's going to be too much. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care. I'm going to go in with the shade Voodoo, which is this dark purple, on the same like little pencil brush. And I'm going to do like a bit of a liner up here, just to try and add some purple onto the upper lash line as well, so it looks a little bit less weird. Perfect. Beautiful. I'm going for a walk up a hill. At least I'm doing it full glam, you know. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna put my lashes on, do my lips, all that kind of stuff, and then I'm gonna come back and round out. Oh god, I need to stretch so bad. I'm so tired today. I don't know why, but anyway. Yeah, I'll see you in a second. So it just keeps getting more and more dramatic, which is not really what I wanted, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I was going to put my half lashes on. They're at home, so we're dealing with this today. I probably will end up just like taking this off quickly and doing something a little bit different, a little bit less in your face, but you know what, that's fine. I've really been loving this. This is from Uhue. It's their mirror lip glaze or something like that. It is so nice. But here we go. This is the look. A lot more dramatic than I actually thought it was going to be, but you know what, that's fine. That's fine. Here we are. We live and we learn. So what do you think? Have you ever had one of these like scams? Let me know down below. Do you think you'd have clocked onto it a lot quicker than me? I'm slightly ashamed. I'm slightly ashamed and slightly embarrassed that it took me so long to click to what it was. But as I said, it's the domain name. It got me. It got me good. And here I am now. But don't give companies any money unless you're obviously like buying something like legitimately through their website. Do not do it, because it's dodgy as hell, and I'm so glad I didn't do it. And just don't. They're getting better. These scams are getting better, so be safe out there. But this is it. This is my little video. I hope you guys don't encounter this, because it's really sad. It's really disheartening. Like, even just on like an emotional level, to get an email through and it says like Revolution, collab, PR, or Anastasia wants to send you PR. You're like, oh my god, I made it. Like, this is what I want. This is what I've been working for like years and years and years. And then to find out that it's not legitimate, it's like crushing. It's so crushing, but you know what? It's fine. One day I'll get there. One day. But thank you very much for watching this video and for listening to me rant on about recent scams. I'm so disappointed and upset, but I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you enjoyed this look. It is kind of neutral, but not boring. But this is where I'm going to love you and leave you today, guys. I hope you have an incredible day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.